Have you ever wondered how the apps on your phone seem to just magically update themselves, with new features and fixes popping up all the time? Well, the secret behind all that magic is a powerful practice called continuous integration. And today, we're going to break down exactly how this engine of modern software really works. Seriously, think about it for a second. That super smooth experience, it doesn't just happen by accident. It's all because of a revolutionary approach that completely flipped the script on how software gets made. It lets teams get new stuff out to you, the user, way faster and more reliably than ever before.
But to really appreciate just how big a deal this is, we got to look at what came before it. We need to take a quick trip back to the old way of building software, a process that was, honestly, painfully slow, super clunky, and just loaded with risk.
In this diagram right here, it shows the problem perfectly. You had developers writing code, and then they kind of just throw this huge chunk of work over the wall to a build team who would then pass it to a test team, and so on. Every single one of those handoffs was a bottleneck, just a place for things to get stuck, break, and cause massive delays.
And oh man, this old linear process created some major headaches. I mean, can you imagine writing code for weeks, only to find out at the very end that something you did ages ago is broken? Trying to find that one bug was like finding a needle in a haystack. The whole system was just so inefficient and gave you zero feedback in real time.
Thankfully, there is a much, much better way: continuous integration, or CI for short. And this isn't just about a new process. It's a completely different mindset, a whole new philosophy on how we should be building and shipping software.
And while the difference is just night and day. On the left, you've got the old way, this long, slow slog, where everyone just holds their breath for one giant, risky test at the very end. But on the right, you have the CI workflow. Think of it like a fast, automated assembly line, where every tiny change gets built and tested right away, giving developers instant feedback. So instead of that rigid, straight line, we get this awesome, continuous loop. You code, build, test, and release, all flowing into each other without a hitch. The whole idea is to make small, frequent, and totally manageable changes instead of one giant, high-stakes one. So what exactly is continuous integration? Well, to put it simply, it's a practice where developers merge their code changes, we call them commits, into one shared place, like multiple times a day. And here's the magic part. Every single one of those commits automatically kicks off a build and a test. Okay, so let's follow this little loop right here. A developer commits a small change. The CI server sees it instantly, grabs the new code, and fires off an automated build and test. And then, within minutes, the developer gets a simple message back: pass or fail. It's this constant, super fast feedback cycle. But hold on, because continuous integration? That's just the beginning. It's the engine that powers a much bigger automated process we call the CI/CD pipeline. So let's see how that pipeline gets built, piece by piece. All right, the next piece of the puzzle is continuous delivery. This takes CI a step further by automatically getting every change that passes all the tests ready for a production release. The key thing here is that the software is always ready to go live, but that final decision to push the button, that's still made by a human. And then, for teams who want to move at absolute top speed, there's continuous deployment. This is like the final boss of automation. Here, every single change that passes all the tests is automatically released to customers. No human gatekeeper, no manual button push. It's just a seamless flow from code straight to production. Let's just break this down visually one more time, because it's super important. Continuous integration is that core engine. It automates the builds and tests. Continuous delivery automates everything up to that final deployment, which is still a manual step. And continuous deployment? It automates that final step too, making the entire process totally hands-free. Okay, so we've thrown a lot of terms around. CI, CD, so what's the big deal? Why is this whole automated pipeline thing such a complete and total game changer for software? The software pioneer Martin Fowler absolutely nailed it when he said this: continuous integration doesn't get rid of bugs, but it does make them dramatically easier to find and remove. That's the whole point. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to find and fix problems instantly. By integrating tiny changes, you catch issues the moment they happen. And this just creates this amazing ripple effect of benefits. You get instant feedback. You shrink the risk of a release down to almost nothing. Your developers are way more confident and productive. And teams can finally spend their time creating cool new features, not hunting for ancient bugs.
But you know who the ultimate winners are? The users, who get awesome updates faster than ever.
So how do teams actually pull all this off? I mean, this high-speed automation isn't magic, right? It's all powered by some incredible tools that are designed to bring these ideas to life.
One of the absolute titans in this space is a tool called Jenkins. It's this powerful open-source automation server that pretty much acts as the central engine for countless CI/CD pipelines all over the world. It is a true workhorse of modern software.
Think of Jenkins as the conductor of an orchestra. It sits right in the middle, making sure everything happens at the right time. It connects to your code, talks to your build tools, kicks off your tests, and handles deployments. It's the central hub that ties the whole process together and makes all that sweet automation actually work.
So, we've gone from these slow, risky handoffs to a fully automated pipeline that can get code from a developer's keyboard to your screen in minutes. But the real takeaway is this. CI/CD isn't just about the tools. It's a culture of speed, feedback, and always getting better. And that leads to one last, really exciting question. With our delivery pipelines this automated, what's the next frontier for innovation? Where do we even go from here?